Are you happy? Are you good? Are you
Am I happy?
Yo, what's up gang? It's your boy AK.
Kra, 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 kra. Hey guys, it's Wells.
Yeah, it happened again.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like we're starting every third episode like this. Like, hey guys, so we
Yeah.
know that we haven't really
Yeah.
been around, but yeah,
Well, let's just get into it. You guys, I'm pretty sure they also know what comes after
yeah,
this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're back this time.
I think we did a good run. We did like a
Yeah.
good run of like two episodes
Yeah,
before missing one.
We've been on some bullshit. But
Yeah, guys, life has just been kind of crazy, and trying to organize time to meet up has also been quite difficult on our end. But I guess we'll start off this episode with like a quick life update.
yeah,
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, yo guys, I have been going through it, but I'm also happy that I have. So it's very much been business related stuff. Summary, just things not working out when I wanted them to work out, and for the most part, I've just been stuck between like, what do I do? Who do I blame when it's things that aren't necessarily my fault? Say it's things with manufacturers or things with logistics, whatever the case may be, things that are out of my hands, but everything is going wrong. So what do I do? And like I've just been stuck there, and I don't know. Now that I am where I am now, and you would think that things have worked out, they actually haven't. They actually, this past weekend things hit. I think the biggest lesson I've learned, the biggest curveball to the plans, biggest delay to everything. But I'm actually very grateful. Like I'm in a very good spot where I am now, because it just put it into perspective for me again. And we've spoken about this in the very beginning, that when you start something, we know that it's going to be difficult, but what we think difficult is never the case. We only base that difficulty on the difficult stuff that we've experienced ourselves. So when we go inside, we're like, yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I'm ready for that. But you don't know what difficult is. And then as you encounter something that is not, something you've faced before, that's when we say this is too difficult, this is too much. But it's not too difficult. This is what difficult is.
It's just the first time you experience that level of difficulty.
And this is something that I've known. I've heard Alex Hormozy say it before, like something I knew long ago, but this is the first time that I guess I'm experiencing it. So that's why I'm glad that I'm going through this, because it kind of just reminded me again that, yeah, mate, like, all of this, but now it's time to practice it, And yeah, so I think things aren't necessarily where they should be, but I've really taken the lesson from this, and yeah, just taking it step by step, trying to figure out what to do next. Yeah.
I want to ask you then, like, what are your thoughts on mentorship? Like, do you have a mentor? And if not, like, I think I've asked you this before, but not more so on like a digital level of like, yeah, there's these people who advise you and like you get your advice from here. Do you have like an actual mentor who's gone through it and gives you like personal attention and personal advice that helps you get over the stuff? Because like you said, it's difficult. You've never gone through any of this stuff. And I'm sure there's people, older figures, people our age, who knows, that have been past that, who would be able to help you. So like, what's your thoughts on seeking that out?
Funny enough, literally 2 or 3 days ago, I was sitting down thinking, I actually really need a mentor, So no, I don't have one, or like someone that's not, on YouTube or digital. I don't have a mentor, but especially now going through everything that I just did, I see the importance of it, because I think it really would have helped me along the way when things were starting to not go my way, to have someone that I could consult, someone that has been here or has experienced something similar to this, So yeah, 100% would. I'm actually trying now, but I guess my question, that why I haven't thought of someone, is who. I was trying to think who, and everyone that I thought of, I'm like, but is this someone that I see as a mentor? Is it just someone that is like my dad's friend who I respect, or someone, And so I really just want to, I guess, think about it properly and find someone that I think can be a good mentor. But with that, how do you think I should go about that? Like, how would I go about finding someone that I think is right? And does it have to be someone that's right now, or is it just about being a mentor for now as I find who and what I like.
So I think like the first thing is, even it doesn't matter if it's someone that is your dad's friend and that you respect. Like there doesn't need to be like a specific archetype of this is how you must seek out this person. It mustn't be anybody that you know anything. Like when you finding your mentor, I think you're in different phases, right? Like when you go through life, and right now you're in the beginning of setting up a company, setting up a business, building it, hiring people, learning how to manage a team. You're in the beginning phases of that.
Yeah.
And even after you've gone through all of this, there'll still come a time when you're managing a totally different team and a totally different thing. So same thing when it comes to mentors, is you need a mentor for the stage that you're in life. Just because you have one mentor right now doesn't mean they're going to be your mentor once you've done like 10 million in revenue or whatever. Like it's going to increase as you go, because there's only so much that they can help you with and so much that you can perfect as a person that would then make them being obsolete. So I think the way you should go about it is, don't put like a strict filter of like, nah, I need to know this person by this, or it can't be this person. And like you say, why do you need a mentor? Like, what is the reason right now at this point in your life that you need a mentor? And figuring out when it's time to transition, I think that will be highlighted to you naturally as time goes along. Like you'll reach a point where you're like, okay, well, I understand that, I get this. This person isn't really doing much for me, but you know, being a companion for me. And you move on to the next and you find the next person. And I find that once you have one mentor and they help you get over a certain thing, seeking out the next one happens naturally. You know, like maybe through like a partnership or a referral or whatever.
No, it makes sense. It is something that literally the other day I was thinking about, because you know, as the things that have been going on, so the biggest curveball now, something that was mentioned to me was, you know, you've been doing this for like 200 plus days, right? And when I heard that at first, it kind of like crushed me. I'm like, oh shit, I've been doing this for 200 plus days and I haven't seen any results, or you know, there's nothing that I can actually show that, hey, this has worked or this is working, you know. And so when I first heard that, I had to take a moment to like really just be like, oh damn, you know, just really take it on the chin. Like, I don't feel good about this. This doesn't feel nice. But literally the next morning, that's when I reframe my mind and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm literally living that part of the story that we always talk about, you know, just because it's always difficult to start something, like anything. It's difficult to start. But I think in my mind, I was just in the beginning of it and I thought, yeah, this is the tough part because it's the beginning. But that's just the beginning, and the beginning is tough. But after that, there still comes a phase where it's difficult, you know. And after the next day when I woke up, I'm like, oh wait, this is a good thing. Like, I'm about to reach, you know, a 2-year mark of working on something without seeing results. Like, this is usually, you know, I listen to everyone, this is usually where they say, and after that, that's when things worked out. That's when, because I had to wait so long without getting results, I had to wait so long without actually seeing anything, you know. And that, it made me excited. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, let me get this again. Let me reframe my mind, because this is where most people probably give up. This is where the people are going to start telling me, maybe Amo, this is not the thing for you. And I have heard a bit of that actually, like from the people that I did speak to about the situation. Some were saying like, maybe try something else, maybe it's not the right industry. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the part where I need to double down and take it all the way, because now I have a bit of experience in what I'm trying to do. It wasn't 2 years of doing nothing and getting nothing. I have experience now of, okay, this is an idea that I've been working on for 2 years, something I've been reading about for 2 years, and you know, now it's like, oh, I'm ready to actually take this and now get the results that I have been working for. So yeah, funny, like I haven't been good, but because of that, I'm so good right now. I guess because of how I view not being good. You know, I really look at life as, like I said, I think a pendulum, you know. If I'm going through this, at least for me, it only means that it's going to come back around and use that momentum for me to ride the high. So, yeah.
I get you. But now, like, how are you then going to highlight these different, we can call them like inflection points of, okay, this happened, I didn't fulfill certain things that I wanted to fulfill, but now how are you going to go back to the drawing board and decide like, this is what worked, this is, like, basically how are you going to restructure of like, this works, this doesn't, pros, cons, to pin out like what the things are that limited you from getting to where you want to be right now?
Yeah, so luckily, one thing that I've always been very aware of is the importance of documenting my steps, because I've always known that I don't know what I'm doing. So I've always known that I am going to make mistakes, and it would be important to go back and learn from those mistakes. So even in the company, one thing that we try to do, like if a deal doesn't work out, let's document the steps and note where and why it didn't work out and what went wrong. So I think even when I spoke to you and excuse me, when I explained what went wrong in the company, I said that, but from this I learned that I didn't do XYZ, and here are the steps that I didn't take. So I think documenting the process along the way has made it a lot easier now. So now I already know that, okay, I want to go back and look at how we started this and where things started going wrong and who made what decisions where, and yeah, just I document so that I'm able to go back and reflect on that. And in terms of the changes to be made, I've said this before, I really believe in data analytics and looking at data and understanding data and patterns. So it's really going to be a very structured approach of, okay, this happened in the past, and looking at, recent patterns, this leads to this, and okay, we tried this strategy, what was our plan B? We didn't have a plan B, okay, let's create a plan B. So yeah, I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did.
Yeah,
Do you work with timelines?
do I work with timelines? Yeah,
Are you strict on your timelines?
I think, yeah, but I think I work with unrealistic timelines, which then I don't think I set proper timelines, because I think
Like, as in you under or you overestimate?
over.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I can do everything today. I think I can do everything within the next 3 days. I think, which has also been something that this whole experience has taught me, because the timelines that I set in the beginning, even looking at them now, even if I had the resources or whatever caused this issue, it was still going to happen because the timelines were just unrealistic. So I think that's one thing that I do need to just look at, understanding that I need to break it up and be realistic with how much can be done. Because yes, I'm able to, like, looking at it on paper is not doing something. Writing down that I have to study is not studying. So I think just understanding that, yeah, I like to think I can do everything, but if I want to do it well and actually achieve it, I need to break it down into bits and pieces and set realistic timelines. So yeah, I do work with timelines. I am strict with them, but because of how I set them, it then leads to me not meeting some of them, but not I make that my fault, and I guess that then leads to a bad cycle of, oh, I'm not meeting timelines, and now schedule is too busy because things are getting backlogged, even though they should have never been in this week's schedule or timeline. Yeah.
I think, like, the reason I ask is because let's just assume that you set a realistic timeline.
Yeah.
Is it can be a very good KPI. So, like, if you don't know what a KPI is, a key performance indicator, right? Of it's certain things that indicate whether something has worked or whether it hasn't. So let's just assume that you have realistic timelines.
Yeah.
If you don't achieve the things that you set out to doing, right, in whatever it is that you're doing, then yeah, within a certain timeline, then the fact that you didn't reach that timeline highlights to you that there's something that's not right.
Yeah.
Right, like assuming that it's all realistic,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
hard to do, balance the probabilities, whatever. But assume that it is. It highlights to you what you did and what you didn't do, and then once you can go back and see, like, okay, we were halfway there, 50% of the way there, but we fell short in the last 50%. Then that's where you can highlight and be like, oh, this 50% we weren't able to achieve in the last 2 days. Maybe then it wasn't a realistic timeline, or maybe the way that we executed on it wasn't. Then you can go even further and break down, like, okay, what is this thing? What team was working on it? How do we delegate this, etc., etc. You know? So yeah, I think for me that's just how I use timelines.
No, I like that.
As a KPI.
This is, I guess, becoming very businessy, but even with that, right? So something that I've also seen, I've struggled to like find a balance between with KPIs is obviously starting a new business, new company. You play the role of everything. Your hands are in everything, right? And I guess I've been kind of stuck between, because I watch a lot of business content and I hear all these metrics that you need to be aware of, and you need to track performance and track this and always look back, optimize this, and cool. So now I became very obsessed with making sure that we have KPIs and we're tracking, our systems and, iterating on that. Just, I was very obsessed with the systems aspect of everything. But then, like, putting it practically, it's like, okay, here's my team, and there's so many different facets of the business. It's like, okay, we also don't have a lot of data because we're a new company. We don't know anything. So it's like, what are my KPIs, and do I focus on these now, and how much do I enforce these in the early stages now? Because my answer is no. It's important to emphasize like all these things early on, into the company culture, so we're used to tracking and monitoring our, but then at the same time, I think it's also like, but there's so much uncertainty or real ambiguity in the beginning. It's like, it's also difficult to say or pinpoint that these are actually the important indicators. And you know what I'm saying? So how do you, I guess, or how did you balance that and go about setting and reinforcing those?
Yeah, I think it's very overwhelming to try pinpoint like, or to try decide all of your KPIs. Like, okay, when we get to this point, this is what will indicate to us that this worked and this didn't. But you're wasting time, energy, and effort if you're trying to track KPIs for a stage that your business isn't even in yet. Right? Like why would you? Let's just say you run a donut shop. Why would you track your customer behavior of having 50 clients if you don't even have 10? You see what I'm saying? You're wasting time trying to analyze data that isn't available to you yet, instead of analyzing the data that you have now to then push you and move forward. Because that's what a KPI is supposed to be. It's supposed to be something that highlights itself to you so that you can move forward and move to a certain direction to then build up on it. So I think for us, it's questioning what's the most relevant thing right now. Like, if we only have 2 clients, how are we measuring, or how are we deciding what indicators will help us get to the next? So customer relation, is that a KPI? Yes, it is. United States economy, right? That's not relevant if you don't have any customers in the United States, So try pinpoint the most relevant KPIs for the stage that you're currently in. Sorry.
Really.
Sorry. Try highlight or decide what the most relevant ones are, and forget about everything else for now. That's maybe not the best advice, but forget about every other thing for now. And as time goes on, you'll find that the ones that you were considering before that weren't relevant start to highlight themselves as you go along. They'll become apparent to you as time goes on. I feel like that's how I do it, at least.
No, thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
And you, how are you? How are you?
I hate this question.
Yeah.
Like things are calm, bro. I think like realizing okay, let me say this. One of the biggest indicators to me recently was like dealing with people is not necessarily my forte. Like, I like being on the back end of things and planning things and instituting things, setting up systems and hiring the right people to do certain things and delegating certain work. And in like interacting with people, I can do that on a basis, right? But now when it comes to them wanting to like follow up with work or send that to me in an email. I don't want to sit in a meeting and like listen to you speak about like, I want you to do A, B, C, and D, because I just don't have the patience. Like, for me, it feels like wasted time.
People yapping.
Yeah, a lot. Like, too much. It's crazy. So that's like a hurdle I've been trying to overcome now, is because even though that only becomes an issue when I'm actually in a signed client, like in a meeting with the signed client and they're telling me what they want for their campaign, when I'm trying to prospect clients, 2 different meetings, when I'm trying to say like, this is what we do, then I'm just like, because I'm annoyed from that, I get annoyed in this, and so I'm basically I'm learning different skills and I'm learning how to like delegate work to people, or how to overcome hurdles of things that aren't necessarily the most comfortable for me in terms of my business. And then when it comes to school is calm. Yeah, we go to school. We're in university, dude, university has been calm. Like I would love to say all my focus has been towards my business, which majority of it has. And I would love for all of it to be directed there. But like we have parents who have put lots of money into us, and it'd be nice to give them like a nice piece of paper with my name and degree on it to say like, yo, this is
where your investment
went.
went.
Like thank you for this, but like leave me alone now. Let me
push
this thing. Let me go ballistic with this, so because of that and wanting to fulfill that for my parents, like I've had like a semester test every single week. I have one tomorrow as well, then I have another one on Monday, and then another. It's crazy, like it's insane. I know like engineering students, if you're an engineering student at Tux, like they have an entire week. And I'd much rather have that than have like 6 tests all 1 week.
I think they disagree with you.
You
the engineers are
well, I would much rather have it that way, because I'm also not doing maths and all of that other nonsense, but whatever. So like it's taken quite a bit of time away, or like constrained time into like one set thing, like it's made my life way more structured than it ever was. It was always structured, not always, but it was structured before, but now like it's crazy. There's like regiments and like this, dude. Like even now, like there's literally a timer on my phone. Like I want to show the camera. Like there's literally a timer on my phone saying like, this is how much time we have to film, so I can go to campus and then go to my last lecture. And but life has been busy overall. Hence we haven't been able to record for you guys in minutes. I think it's only been 2 weeks, no? Maybe 3. Holy shit, dude. Okay, now it's been a minute, but lots been going on, our heads are still here. We still love doing this, of course, but like priority
actively living the journey, bro.
Like we need to experience the shit that we're going through now, so that we can come and actually speak about it on camera. Like it'd be different if we were just like chilling the whole time, then we have to record something but there's nothing to talk about at all. And I think the reason why I bring up the mentorship thing is because if I didn't have some sort of mentor in my life, like balancing all of this stuff, would not have happened. Like me 2-3 years ago, 2 years ago was like 2022. 2 years ago, to be in the position that I'm in right now, his head would explode. He would not be able to do that, And it goes to that thing that you're saying about like, remember that you're actively living it. Like you're in the current state of, it's my first time doing this. It's my first times. Like we call it like your first time era. And like you have to go through that to grow and become the 40-year-old Amor that's a fucking dog when it comes to business, right? Like then teaching other people like, this is what I went through. You have to go through this.
No, I hear that. I think every time we speak to each other as well, the how are you question is a bit of an odd one to answer. It's like, I'm everything. Like I'm doing so much. I'm everything, But that's real. So now, question to that, and I'm sure we've spoken about this, but are you happy? Are you good? Are you?
Am I happy? I think so. Like I don't think. Let me think about this.
Real question.
So the answer to your question is yes. I was about to say, I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I'm not happy, right? But let me think about that first. Okay, I am happy. No, I'm fine. No, like I'm fine. Like I wouldn't say like I'm like, no, you know what I mean? I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be experiencing life. I'm happy that I see my family, that I have you in my life. I'm happy about the crucial things in life. But now when it comes to the things that are bigger than me, am I happy? No, because they're not achieved yet. But that happiness doesn't mean that I'm upset with anything. It just means that I'm working so that I can satisfy that feeling and get to that point of being like I'm happy, right? Like I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
like I'm really trying to get across that like
you're cool.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like I'm cool. Like I'm pretty happy. I'd say. I'm happy to be alive. I feel good. Physically. Like I think. Yes.
No, that's good. Sometimes.
Break that down if you want to.
I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I think we tend to believe that, like for example, if you wake up not feeling okay, I got on the wrong side of bed. I'm not feeling too well. I'm not. It's a bad thing. It doesn't feel natural, right? You want like I don't feel good, but I think we think that our default setting is happy, and it's not. You know, like, I don't know. I just kind of thought to reframe my mind and like, if I wake up not feeling good, it's not a bad thing. Nothing is wrong. I just need to now work to get myself to be happy. Like, it's not a default setting that, oh yes, I'm always gonna be or always meant to be happy. So yeah, at times I'm happy, and then other times I'm just existing, chilling. Other times I'm sad. So yeah, like,
Mm.
so like, I think, like you said, I always say when people ask, are you happy? Maybe in that moment, no. Sometimes yes, but then I respond, I follow up quickly with, but I'm always good. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm always good. I'm never not good. Like you said, there's so many things I'm grateful for. There's so many things I'm still trying to achieve. There's so many things that I'm good. Life is beautiful. Life is blessed. I'm blessed. So I'm always good. But am I happy right now? Yes, right now I'm happy. But sometimes, yeah.
It's not like a permanent thing, right? But you also can't be permanently happy
Exactly.
because then that's not happy.
Exactly.
Like not that you need to be down bad, but like for you to be happy, there has to be a time when you're not.
But you
right?
also don't need to be happy all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
misconception. Like, the goal is to try be happy all the time.
Yeah. What makes you the happiest?
What makes
Before
me
we
the
close it off.
happiest? Shit, what a question.
One answer. And don't explain it. I just want to hear you say what makes you the happiest. Be careful how you answer this.
Happiest.
Yes.
Like, number one,
Yeah.
being myself. Like, I think for the most part, I said don't explain shit, my bad. Being myself.
And you're sharing that answer?
Yeah.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
The thing that makes Amo happiest is being himself.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, being my true self. Yeah.
Okay.
And you?
Oh, I didn't expect you to
Didn't think I was gonna come back.
No. I was like, okay, bye guys. Thanks for joining.
Crazy. He asked the question and didn't think of his answer. Like, I'm so shocked.
I like helping others.
Is that what makes you happiest? Though?
That's what makes me happiest. Happiest. It's helping others.
Okay.
I like doing that a lot.
I see that's not elaborating.
Don't
thing,
mean to elaborate.
Nah, it's cool.
I will.
I like that.
I like helping others. And that's like, yeah, I'm not going to break it down.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not going to break it down.
Okay.
I'm not going to break it down.
Well, guys, sorry that this episode was so short. I think, like Well showed you, we are really, living this journey. Running on a tight schedule now, but actually are working on tweaking a lot of things with the podcast structure, the podcast. So we will be more consistent. We actually have to now. The next 5 weeks, we have to. You'll find out why soon. But yeah, more Triumphant Strides coming to you guys soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think. Give suggestions, comments, and yeah, stay tuned, guys.